Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let's go ahead and take a look at today's lesson objective. Today, we will solve fraction word problems involving addition, subtraction, and multiplication. All right, let's take a look at our problem for today. So, our problem says in an auditorium, 1/6 of the students are fifth graders, 1/3 are fourth graders, and 1/4 of the remaining students are second graders. If there are 96 students in the auditorium, how many second graders are there? Now, whenever I look at a word problem, the first thing I like to do is I like to see what is the question asking me? What am I supposed to find? So our question over here is asking me, how many second graders are there? Okay, so now let's go ahead and see, are there any clues that let me know how many second graders are? Well, if we look over here, I see that 1/4 of the remaining students are second graders. So I know that the second graders are 1/4 of the remaining students of whoever is left over from fourth and fifth. So, in order to find out how many second graders there are, I need to find out how many fifth graders and how many fourth graders there are. So, I need to first find out the number of fifth graders and the number of fourth graders. So let's go ahead and do that now. Let's start with our fifth graders. So our first line says 1/6 of the students are fifth graders. So I'm going to draw a strip diagram over here. And 1/6 of the students are fifth graders. So I'm going to take this whole and I'm going to divide it into 6 equal pieces. This is showing me that 1/6 is going to be fifth graders. But what's my whole? There are 96 students in the auditorium. So that means that out of all of these students, 96 is my whole. That is my whole group of students in the auditorium. So I know that 1/6 of them are fifth graders. So if 1/6 of them are fifth graders, I need to find out how much is 1/6 of 96. So 1/6 of 96. So I can divide my 96 into 6 equal groups. So if I do division, I divide 96 by 6, 1 there. I have 16 in each of my 6 equal parts. So there are 16 fifth graders. Okay, so now let's go ahead and find out how many fifth graders do I have. So let's see, or I'm sorry, fourth graders. So if I look on this second part right here, 1/3 are fourth graders. So I'm going to go ahead and draw my whole. And I'm going to separate into 3 equal parts. Now I know that my whole number of students is 96 in the auditorium, and 1/3 are fourth graders. So I can go ahead and find out how much is 1/3 of 96 by dividing 96 by 3. So 32 fourth graders. Okay, so I found out how many fifth graders I have and how many fourth graders I have. Now, what is my question asking me? It is asking me how many second graders are there? Okay, sorry, I accidentally erased everything. Okay, so let's go back to our question. So we want to find out how many second graders are there. Now let's look at what this information is telling us. It's telling us 1/4 of the remaining students are second graders. So we found out how many students are fifth graders and how many students are fourth graders. In order to find out how many second graders we have to look at 1/4 of the remaining students. So over here, I know that the total number of students in the auditorium is 96. But I also know that 16 are fifth graders and 32 are fourth graders. And we have some students left over, but we don't know if all of these students are second graders. They're actually not. 1/4 of them are second graders. So with whatever portion is left over, I need to divide that into fourths. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And I know that 1/4 of my remaining students is second graders. So in order to find this out, first I got to see how many students are left over that are not fourth and fifth graders. So to find that out, I can go ahead and add 16 plus 32, which is going to give me 2 plus 6, which is going to give me 8 ones. 3 tens plus 1 10 is going to give me 4 tens. So we have 48 students left over who are not fourth or fifth graders. Now I need to find out the number of second graders, which is 1/4 of that. So I can take the remaining students, which is 48, and you find out 1/4 of 48, or I can divide 48 by 4. So 40 into 4 groups is going to give me 110. Then let's go, it's going to give me 4. It's going to be 0 left over because I used all 4. I'm going to go ahead and look at my 8s now. So I have 8 ones divided into 4 groups. That means 2 ones are going to go into each group, which means that I have 12 as my quotient, which means that I have 12 second graders. Okay, so to answer my question, how many students are there? There are 12 second graders in the auditorium. Okay, so that was a lot of steps that we just completed. I know that was at least more than 2. I think there's possibly 3 or 4 steps in there, but we did it, right? So great work, everyone. Let's go ahead and take a look at our lesson objective. Let's take a look at our lesson objective one more time. So today we solved fraction word problems involving addition, subtraction, and multiplication. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this was a helpful lesson for y'all, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.